right, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday, and welcome to the show. It's a very special Thursday episode of the show, which we don't usually do Thursday shows, but there's some guys that I wanted to introduce you guys to that have been in the news right now, and I'm excited to talk to them. They're from a group called DAP, which is Dads Against Predators. And if you remember the old show, To Catch a Predator? Kind of like what these guys do, but they're here locally. Now, they started with DAP. The founding member, Joshua Mundy, is on with us. Now, Josh is from like the Tiffin area, and that's kind of where it started. And then there's now a 419 chapter, which Bobby Fisher and Robert Plant have started up here in Toledo. Now, if you watch the news, 13 ABC, they got a big bust yesterday from a guy that worked at a local TPD school, and he was trying to hook up with a 15-year-old, and it didn't go well because these guys were there to catch him. So we're excited to talk to him. I'm late to the party as usual. DAP has been around a little while. I just noticed him this week, and I started watching. I got caught up in they've had like 32 catches or something thereabouts. And then once you start watching the videos, man, you just kind of get hooked. And so I just noticed him, and then I saw the 419 chapter caught that guy that was a TPD. Now the 419 chapter's only been around a couple weeks, and they've already caught, I think, 2 guys. But anyway, they're on the phone with us right now, Josh and Robert and Bobby. Josh, did I get any of that wrong?
Yeah, I'm from the Fremont area.
Okay, Fremont. I'm sorry, I said Tiffin. Yeah,
but that's about it, man.
And how long have you guys been doing it, Josh, down there?
We started in January.
Oh, so you haven't been around that long either. So, what made you start doing this?
Somebody I knew had got messed with or something like that, I should say, and the person that did it got away with no justice, and didn't have to register and stuff like that. So
it pissed you off.
I watched the Catch a Pedophile and stuff growing up, and I seen there's other YouTube channels out there that do this, and I just thought maybe it'd be something to do for my community.
Wow. And you've caught now, what, 32? Am I right with the 32, somewhere around there?
We've got out 33 videos, but we have 3 more people that we haven't put out the videos. And this is the person I started with also.
What's going on, man? Now you guys that first started it, now that you've been doing it for 8 months, were you surprised at how many guys are looking for underage girls? Were you was it about the amount you thought? How many people are out there that are want to prey on our kids?
I'd say the first 2 months we were surprised, but we're not surprised anymore. It's a bunch of fish in a barrel. There's a lot of guys that don't meet up that want to talk, and it's a major problem. And
you guys are all dads. You're like, dude, this isn't cool. Like when I stumbled across your videos this week, I mean, I've got 5 girls, and I see what these guys are doing, and it's crazy. A lot of them have kids. What are you doing?
Right.
Go ahead. I know you want to say something, man. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're all dads. We got 3 kids each. I mean, and we just can't imagine a world where it's so easy and where there's so many people that want to meet up with children. And I mean, that's what really gets us out here, is that it's so easy, and there's so many of them out there.
Now, here's the question that I have for you guys, because what you do is basically you meet up with them, you confront them on the messages that have been going back and forth between you and the guys, and then what happens is you give their license plate number, you embarrass them, you get them on so anywhere between 30 and 100,000 people see their videos. Now, from watching the old To Catch a Predator days, when Chris Hansen would release them, then they would get caught by law enforcement. But I was talking to someone else. I said, you guys called it luring a minor, and I said, so why are you guys not then contacting the police? Why are you just letting them go? Why do you not call the police? And someone said, because there's not really a minor, and you can't really do it. So what's the explanation of not getting the police involved for the most part?
Well, at the beginning, the police were super involved, and after taking we would take all the chat logs and videos to the detectives, and after they would take it to the prosecutors, they just really can't find a law technically in our state. In other states, it's different, but in Ohio, if you're not an actual minor or a law enforcement officer, then there's really nothing you can do. But like, let's say if we were in New York, they're getting the same charges.
But now, can police do this? Like, if a police pretends like they're a 15-year-old and someone goes out and meets them, then do those charges stick, or those charges don't stick either?
Yeah.
So it's different.
Before in Fremont, we're just from a town of 16,000 people. They've never done a sting like this. And after I caught about 25, they finally brought in the FBI, and the FBI came and got 10 people in a weekend, and all 10 of those people are charged with 3 felonies. So, and they just did the same thing that we did. So,
wow. So, well, first of all, the work you guys are doing is amazing, because what you're doing is basically just calling them out, and hopefully the embarrassment or whatever ends up, the consequences will stop them from doing it again. It seems like a lot of the guys, from watching your guys' stuff and watching Catch a Predator years ago, do you guys get the vibe that they have mental issues, or they're just really bad people? Because to me, I get the vibe, but not being there, that there's mental issues. Would you agree or not agree?
I'd say about 20% you could chalk up to that.
Which doesn't excuse it, because they still shouldn't be. No. Whether they have mental issues or not, they can't do what they're doing. They can't go after 15-year-olds.
And with like 80% of the guys we've caught, we get messages from family members and people that they've done this stuff before. Like, we've never caught like a good guy.
First time.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
It's funny. I talked to guys that were in prison once, and they're like, I didn't do it. But okay, you didn't do this one, but the 20 you did before, it's kind of a makeup. So maybe you know what I mean? So you catch them. Right. It's not, you don't just happen to catch them on their first time.
Exactly.
All right. Exactly. So now Bobby and Robert, who started DAP 419, you guys, how did you guys get involved? How did you start? I know you've only been doing this a couple weeks. Tell us your guys' story. Whoever wants to jump in, either one of you.
I'll go. So I actually got in contact with Bundy, just wanting to talk to him about getting a shirt, and I asked him if I could come along with his group, catch someone. And we got together, and suppose we vibed pretty good. And we ended up going out later that night and catching 32, and I think the very next day we caught 34 with them. And I called them up on the phone. I was like, hey, I got catch 35 for you. And he just gave me, the suggestion of starting our own division. And so we are.
Well, you got, I guess, and Josh, you can comment on this. But I talked to Robert a little bit earlier, and these guys were pretty aggressive at it, weren't they? You're like, man, go do your own thing up there, right?
Yeah, these guys are really good, man. Like, these guys are really good. I'm like super proud to be associated with them.
And they do it for the right cause. They're not trying to do it because we're hot right now. They're doing it for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm. Now I know the one that, Bobby, you and I'll talk to you, Bobby. How did you come across this guy that you caught a couple days ago that was then on the news?
Well, he actually he came to me. We don't have to go out looking for anybody. I mean, we just make ourselves available, and they literally come to us. We get on certain apps, and on certain apps, we might put up a status post, and somebody will reply to you, and they'll start conversing with you. And it takes a little bit, to get them to open up, and then you let them know that you're only 15, 14. I think Josh has caught people looking for all the way down to 13-year-olds.
12.
12, yeah. And they come to a fork in the road when you tell them your age, that, that's the moment where they could say, okay, see you later. Or you can almost read the change in their tone where they turn into a pedophile and they start trying to pursue you.
Here's the biggest BS story. I want to know how many times you guys have gotten this, Josh, where I just wanted to meet up with, sometimes it's a girl, sometimes it's a boy, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to meet up just so I could tell them to not do this anymore.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the favorite.
Right?
It seems to be the favorite. Like, you couldn't say it online. You gotta come pick them up at 11 o'clock at Speedway to say it.
Exactly. And then they'll be like, I wasn't meeting anyone here, really, because in the chat I can show you that you were supposed to be here at Speedway at 11 o'clock, and here you are. So you just happen to be here. I mean, it just these guys.
Yeah.
And then is there anyone that acted? What's the one that was surprised you the most? Like how they acted when you confronted them.
I'll let him answer this one.
A lot of them act the same. You know,
Yeah.
they give us the same stories kind of over and over.
Yeah.
We had one in particular, Mojo. What his name was? He didn't converse with us. He didn't give us anything to go off of. He kind of just went right back to his car. Most of the other guys they'll try to explain how they're not there to meet a 14-year-old girl.
Right.
Some other ones will say that they are there, obviously, to help. We've had that. But I would say the most surprising one is just the guys who play it off so smooth, you know, and they don't seem
They're
like
real
nothing's
smart.
wrong with them. They seem like just regular guys, and they're ready for, you know, they're almost ready for something to go sideways, and that's when it throws us off a bit.
Wow. I want to play a little bit of this one. And Bobby, this is the one you got a couple days ago that was on 13 ABC. Guy's a janitor at what school? I think you found out afterwards. What school is he at? A local school.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it was like Edgewood or
Yeah.
Edgewater. It was elementary school out in Point Place.
All right. So here is you guys catching up to him.
Hey, what's up, man? Chad?
No.
No? How you doing, buddy? Hey, take your hands out of your pockets. Hey, I know why you're here. You want to tell me why you're here?
I'm here to meet this girl that said she wanted to run out.
How old is this girl?
She said she was 17.
No, try again.
Try again.
Try again. Try one more time. I have all the chat logs, your whisper chat logs, your text messages, everything. Try again. How old is she?
15, 16?
15, 16, which one?
Get in there.
So I'm assuming your name's not really Chad. What's your real name?
Dennis.
Dennis. Do you work with kids, Dennis?
No.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a boiler operator
Okay. For who?
for a school district.
So you do work for a school?
Jesus.
Okay, that's done.
Well, I wasn't trying to solicit her.
Really? No, here's the thing. I want you to understand. You've been talking to me all day. Okay, I'm heading out now. Come meet me out front. That's me. You're talking to me. You're not talking to any girl inside. The picture, I took the picture.
I wasn't trying to solicit her.
Really? You didn't want to lay her down with her pants and her? That's not what you were trying to do?
No.
Really? So did your app get hacked? Did your text messages get hacked? Because I have all your text messages.
I
It's
didn't
such a
wanna do
coincidence
anything with
that you were saying this stuff,
You're-
and you happen to be here.
You're
where
right
she
here.
was supposed to be.
Right here, where we told you to be. We will find out which school district you work for.
Minneapolis.
Okay. But
He said Minneapolis. Go ahead, Robert.
I said, and we found out, what his name was, where he worked, pretty quick.
Did you know going in that he worked at a school, or did you find out afterwards?
No idea at all.
Wow. Oh.
Again, I wasn't soliciting her.
do you know what luring a minor is?
She told me
Do you
that
know
she
what
wanted to get away
luring-
from her mother.
Do you know what luring a minor is?
Listen to me.
Oh, I don't need to listen to you. I've been listening to you all day. And I'll be honest with you, compared to most people I talk to, I'm going to give you props. You didn't send me 30,000 dick pics that I had to pretend to be impressed by all day. So I'm going to give you props on that. But, nonetheless, you've been saying some nasty all day to this girl. Girl. I'm the girl. To me. Why would you be here meeting a 15-year-old girl?
Again, because she said she wanted to get away from her mother.
That's not your business. Hey, this guy's here to meet a 15-year-old girl. 15 years old. What the hell's wrong with you? You done this before?
Nope.
Hey, be careful, girls. This guy was here to meet a 15-year-old girl. This guy was trying to meet a 15-year-old girl. Right here. This man right here. On a dating app trying to meet 15-year-old girls.
You are sick!
All right, back live. So what I love is when you guys are in the store, when you confront them, you tell them, all right, you can either have me call the cops, or you can have me scream in the store about how you're meeting some 15-year-old girl, or you can talk to me. and that's how
Yeah.
you get them to finally talk to you, because you don't mind calling them out like you guys just did in this one.
I remember one call the police or call his grandma.
Oh, God, that's right. So Bobby and Robert, there's this one. They catch this guy. He worked at Walmart, right? He was on a break. He worked at Walmart. He went to catch this girl, or he went to go hook up with this girl. You guys show up. You make him call his grandma to tell her what he did.
That was good.
And then he
These guys are good.
Then he goes.
These guys are real good.
Then he goes. You want my phone, Grandma? Yep, I want it when you get home.
Wait, said that? Yeah, that girl I was supposed to meet. Well, it was a guy.
Yeah, sorry, he did say that. He did have to say that. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, your work is amazing, you guys. What is your ultimate goal? I mean, I'm sure in a small town of 16,000, where you guys are at in Fremont, Josh, that everyone knows who you are and what you're doing, and that's the point, to make sure that people know, hey, stop doing this shit, because you don't know when it's going to be me.
Right, exactly. Stay out of my town. We're going to help different towns and stuff like that. But overall, we just want to show really just the communities of how bad this is a problem, and kind of like get harsher penalties for these people, and like change the internet laws so we can keep our kids safer.
Well, and we hear about this, especially in our area, being 75 and 80, 75 going south and 80 going east and west, about how this is a heavy, child abduction, trafficking, things like that. But these are wake-up calls. When people see these videos, it's a wake-up call. Wow, it really can happen in our town. And I appreciate what you guys are doing. And Bobby and Robert, you were talking to this guy for like 9 hours back and forth in chat before you finally met up with him. And I think he ended up resigning from this Edgewater, wherever he went to school. He ended up resigning after what you guys did, because, of course, I mean, we don't want him around kids. It's just I love your work, man. I'm a big fan. Keep doing what you guys are doing. And where do you want to see this go, Josh?
As far as it'll go. The first time I did the first catch I got, it was all in the news, and I told them that time I'm gonna keep messaging these guys until they don't message me back when I say I'm 14.
Keep doing it until they don't message you. Go ahead. I know you want to say something next to Josh.
Oh no, I was just gonna say we won't stop, until people realize that it's not cool. You know what I mean? Until there's a decrease in it. Now,
Robert and Bobby, you guys are a small group. You've only got a couple. You guys and another guy is like 2 or 3 people, and Toledo's a big area. Are you looking for more people to join the team, or are you guys just gonna go with just the 3 of you? I mean, this is a lot of area to cover.
I mean, I figure right now, the only way you can swim with a shark is to be a shark, and my goal here is, we're never going to stop everybody, but my hope is that we can catch enough people that the other ones that are left are too afraid to try.
Yes.
And it's kind of, we're going to put ourselves out there as much as we have to. I mean, we don't really need, I can't say we don't need anybody else, but I mean, we're getting the message out there. I mean, this was a 2 to 3 person operation, for this guy yesterday. And I mean, look at the waves that it's making. I mean, to say 1-2 people can't make a difference. I mean, it makes a big difference.
Right. And you guys said it perfectly. You're like, I'm going to keep doing this until when someone messages me and they find out how old I am, they don't message back. And until that happens, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Josh and Robert. I'm sorry, Josh, what's the guy, your co-founder's name? I didn't get his name. I apologize.
Jay.
Okay, Josh and Jay, thank you guys so much for starting this and what you're doing and taking time to talk to us today. And Robert and Bobby, keep doing what you're doing here at DAP 419. And if you look them up on YouTube, it's DAP, and they also have a message group with like 12,000 people in there. You can go check it out. You guys are doing great work. Thank you, fellas, for taking time to talk to us today.
Thanks for having us on, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Thanks, you guys, man. Take care. There it is, DAP.
Good one.
You as well. There it is, DAP, you guys. I'm so excited about having those guys on. And thank you so much for watching. We appreciate this. Watching this special episode of Andrews in the Morning, the one-on-one conversation. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.